What's happening, YouTube? I'm Transient. Welcome to my channel. As always, we are playing Watcher of Realms. Guys, it is Saturday, and I hope you're all well. So, because it's Saturday, we have the Sethra Praetus banner, which technically is actually a fantastic banner because Praetus is still brilliant. He's the only Arbiter Lord currently, and Sethra is a pretty decent cultist marksman. I don't have her, but she does some ridiculous amount of damage in a very short space of time. She's very good. So technically it's a very good banner. Then you've got obviously the Numera and Valeria banner. Numera is the queen of abyss damage, second only to Kagiri, I think. So yeah, pretty good banner. I mean, Valeria not so much. Valeria is not one of those ones you want to pull for. You just want to get her off banner. But anyway, so some decent banners. I'm on my free-to-play account. I will therefore not be summoning. So the question then is, why am I asking for your time? Well, this video is actually more like a kind of a discussion, if you will, or a speculation about what is coming. So I sat thinking, and I thought, well, I don't want to share my thoughts with just myself. So that's a little bit crazy. Let's just put it on the internet and see what somebody else thinks. So I was thinking, trying to figure out, or just have a gander or a guess as to what the new Chaos, or when I say the new, whenever it turns up, the Chaos Lord or the Supreme Arbiter Lord is going to be. Now, obviously, they told us that we're going to get a Chaos Lord and a Supreme Arbiter. They didn't say when, but they said it's coming. Now, I think they also mentioned, obviously, that the new Faction Lord and also an Infernal Lord. So, I don't know who is coming first. But I thought we could look at Supreme Arbiters and the Chaos, and then based on what each faction has, in terms of mages, fighters, and so on, just have a guess, a gander as to what is likely to come. I mean, if we think about it, so the most recent lord we had is obviously what's in Rivenhold. So, in Rivenhold is a tactician, right? But he's also like a healer, because he's not like a fighter, even though you use fighter materials to upgrade him. But he's more like a healer, but he's a tactician. So he is obviously the second tactician for the Northerners. And he is, what else is he? And healers, I mean, how many do they have? They've got Gwendolyn, but he's also part of the new meta, the shielding meta. So you have Gwendolyn, you could say you have Draylen, she heals. You've got Vortex, then you've got what's her face? Medan. So they do have a fair few healers. So there's that. And then prior to him was obviously Ezereth, who came, and Ezereth was a fighter. And for the cultists do not have very many fighters at all. So it kind of made sense for them to put out a fighter. So I thought we'd just have a look. Now, we've got the two teams. We've got Arbiters and Chaos Dominion. I think because the Arbiters have got less members, let's have a look. Alright, so they've got Praetus as the only Lord. Then you have the Epic Lord of Elysia. Okay, and then you've got another 16 people. So, for the Supreme Arbiters, we've got 5 fighters. 5 fighters being Elysia, what's her name? Valkyra, Jira, Talon, Kain, and Cassiel. Then we've got 4 mages: Praetus, Ingrid, Alistair, and Init. And then we've got 2 tacticians in Lycan and Valara, 2 marksmen in Lady A and who's the other one? Pelagios. And then we've got 1 healer in Eunomia. So, out of all, the newest hero to the Arbiters is Cadgrim. But prior to Cadgrim, it was Lycan. So Lycan was the tactician, and Cadgrim was the tank. So based on that, the new Arbiter Lord, and obviously we've got Valara as a tactician, I honestly think we can rule out the new Arbiter Lord being a tank or a tactician. Since they're the 2 most heroes, Lycan's pretty good, and Cadgrim is broken. So there's no way they're going to give us another tank. What would be the point? I mean, we also had Erlang Shen not too long ago. So we've got enough tanks. And obviously we've got Valara and Lycan, so we can move them out of the way. So that leaves fighters, mages, and marksmen and healers. Yeah. Okay, so healers, we only have 1 in Eunomia, and Eunomia is not that good. So to me, that seemed like a pretty big shout. This is something that could be improved. So we'll put her to the side. Okay, so healers could be it. Then fighters, you've got Cassiel, Talon, Jira, and Kain. Kain is the most recent one. Prior to him was Cassiel. And to be honest, none of them really get a huge amount of use at the moment. Talon was like one of the OGs, and he used to be very useful in, for example, Gear Dungeon and so on, but he's kind of fallen off. So a fighter could be it. Now, I don't think, I mean, then let's look at marksmen. So the marksmen, they've got Pelagios and Lady A. Lady A is ridiculous, but you can only get her via the arena. And Pelagios is one of the OGs also, and he's very good. But could we then have could that Arbiter Lord be a marksman? I don't know. Okay, and then mages, obviously you've got Praetus and then you've got Ingrid. Both of them are absolutely amazing. You've also obviously got Alistair and who's the other one? And Init. Init, you can only initially get him from, is it Odyssey? Is that the first place you get him from? Yeah, I think it's Odyssey. I might be slightly wrong. And then you can get him also now, his awakenings from, or his soulstones from Tide. Okay, so you got Init, Praetus, and Ingrid. 2 of them are actually very, very powerful. Do you need another one? I don't know. And then fighters, we've discussed marksmen. I don't know. Based just on that, if I had to guess, I would say, I think, if the new Arbiter Lord is likely to be one of 2 things. It's either going to be a healer, although we did just get Airless. It's likely to be a healer, or how many mages we've got? 4 mages, fighters, tanks, tacticians, not going to be that. Yeah, it can't be a marksman. Okay, I think it's either going to be a healer or it's going to be another mage. I think. Just looking at them, I don't know. It's purely just speculation, but in my mind. In fact, speculation is not even the right word. This is just me guessing. Yeah, I think if I had to guess, the new Arbiter Lord is going to be either a healer or a mage. yeah, that's what I think about the new Supreme Arbiters. Now, Chaos. Okay, so we've got Chaos. We've got 12 fighters. You've got the Lord Valderon. Then you've got Vladov. Then you've got Luguru, Ardea, Cerberus. What's her name? Giselle. It's funny. I said Ardea, but that's actually Valeria. Then Ardea. Then Uridin, Admiral Claw, Lubu, Dracula, and Aatrox. Then you've got 2 mages, being Desert and Cade. And then we have 2 tanks in the original Lord, Garn and Jorge. Then you got a tactician. No, we don't actually. We have no tacticians in the Chaos. Then you got marksman. We have who we got? We've got Sargak. We've got Sithra, and then we've got Vargas. And then finally healers. We've got 2, I believe. We have Dosomi and we have Carnelian. Right. So the first Lord was obviously Garn, and then the second one was Valderon. Garn's a tank, Valderon's a fighter. They've already got 12 fighters, so I'm pretty sure whoever the new Chaos Lord is going to be, is not going to be a fighter. So, then we've got 2 mages, 2 tanks, 3 marksmen, and 2 healers. Healers wise, I don't think it's going to be a healer. I just don't. Don't know why, but we've already got Carnelian, who's great, and Dosomi is pretty good at what's it called? Dispelling. So yeah, I think she's going to be. They're not going to do a healer. Could it be a marksman? They're not really known for marksmen. They're known really for their fighters. But so you've got Vargas, Sithra, and Sargak. Sithra is obviously one of the newer marksmen. So Lord is definitely not going to be a marksman. That leaves tanks and tacticians. I don't think it's going to be a tank. Actually, no, it could be a tank. Although we've just got Kagrium, so I'd be very surprised if they give us a tank. But I think it's going to be a tactician. And another tactician. Only because they're obviously trying to fill out the group. How many tacticians do we have? Is there any way of seeing? Let's see. I think it's here. So, right, okay, yeah. So we have how many? I can't see it because this is obviously my account. I need to see it in the gallery. Is there any way to see that in the gallery? Can we do that? I don't think we can. That's annoying. Is there any way? No way to filter that. So, but we have a few tacticians. Not a huge amount. I think we've got. So if there's 2 in the arbiters and none, let's say we've got under 10, and there are about 200. Have we got about 200 heroes? Something like that. So I actually think there is a good chance the new Chaos Lord eventually is going to be a tactician. Now, what kind of tactician, I don't know. Is it going to be a tactician on the Valara scale? Or is it going to be or Moradin? Or is it going to be a tactician more like the new one, Ravenhold? I don't know. But I would hazard a guess it's probably going to be a tactician that deals damage. Now, whether it's... Yeah, I don't know. That's just my guess. Based on what they have, they've got too many fighters. Could be a mage. Tanks, no. We just got Kagrim. Healer, probably not, because we just got Airless more recently. Marksman, no. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tactician. That's just my opinion. So my guess, I don't know, guys. I was just thinking. This is. Think of this video as me thinking out loud. But I would, however, be interested in your guesses. If anyone has an opinion on who or what they think the new Chaos Lord or Arbiter Lord will be further down the line, please stick it in the comments. And other than that, I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to go off and do some farming, I think. Yeah. But for anyone who is doing some summoning, I wish you all the very best of luck in your attempts to get either Sithra or Big Papa Praetus. And yeah, whatever you do it well. I'm Transient, and I'm out.